And so once again, ladies and gentlemen, we try to hopefully get our situation fixed. It does actually appear to be a bit better, so we'll rock with this for the time being. I'm just trying to see, are these live pictures here? They appear to be. Let me just close out my Twitch and then we'll get back at it, hopefully correctly. Alright, everything appears to be in order. We will ping this in the Discord, and we'll get back to it. Cali Rob has gone fastest, a 127 flat. He currently holds our top spot. Whether or not he will keep it has got to be left up to further debate, because what we are seeing is a lot of cars within that range of being in good positions for the time being. It definitely looks as if we're going to get ourselves a close battle for pole. Scornsy on the outlap for the time being, 127.994. Look at the gap back to leader. We've got Shankadelic less than a tenth and a half behind. Gunner, the fellow Ferrari, tenth and a half behind. Scornsy just a tick under 2/10. Ayahuasca 2.5 tenths of a second. Gottney Weeb 0.39. Johnny Damon. Oh, is Race Chase top the top? Whoa, look at the time from Race Chase. 126.876. That has, I'm not going to say blown Cali Rob's time out of the water, but we thought Cali Rob's time was kind of, well, we didn't say it was safe, but I tell you what, that is a great lap there from Race Chase, and I tell you what an opportunity this is to get yourself into the history books here. Reopen the track map for you. Just going to look for our next car on a timer. I believe Ayahuasca is on a flyer at the moment. Down the hangar straight, DRS activated here into the right-hander at Chapel. 0.3 of a second quicker through Sector 1 for Ayahuasca. He is on a high flyer at the moment, and that's no pun intended. Going through now. Beckett's and Maggots and exiting, heading towards Cops Corner. There we go. Down the National Pit Straight. DRS activated here. Remember, as we were saying in the previous stream, they have taken the one out, exiting Luffield and down the Wellington Straight. That is no longer a DRS section into the right, what would be a right-hander into Aintree. Half a second quicker through Sector 2 for Ayahuasca. This is an incredible lap. I'm just worried for the time being if he has used up the majority of his energy store. Into the right-hander at Aintree in the loop, and then after that, the left-hander at Village. Back on the throttle, uses all of the room he can there. Farm Curve and Abbey after that. This is a brilliant lap from Ayahuasca. Can he finish it off? Goodness me, I think he has. Oh, and he's going to be just short of provisional pole to 25/1000ths of a second. Shankadelic, by the way, 36/1000ths of a second. Incredible stuff here we are seeing from Silverstone. As Cali Rob, again, the time that we thought was really good, it still is a great time. Let's not get that twisted, but he is now a tenth and a half off the pace of our leader. 5 minutes 30 remaining in the session. Who is our next commentary curse victim? It's potentially Gottney Weeb as he hits the braking zone into the loop. Remember, that's a difficult braking zone there. The right-hander at Aintree, you got to get the angle into the corner correctly, or else you're not going to get, first of all, the back end's going to come around so easily, and then you're not going to line up yourself a braking zone nearly enough going into the loop. 0.2 of a second quicker for Weeb. I believe he's going to stay 7th. That is certainly what it appears to be, now within 0.3 of a second. I believe that was Race Day who's gone P8. Race Day, what it appears to be, has not been a very fantastic season here for the reigning, defending, undisputed champion of Division 1. It actually seems like it's slightly been, not necessarily a misstep, I wouldn't say that, but I tell you what, he's not had a good deck of cards so far. Of course, that's the thing about poker. You can have a shit hand and still find a way to win. Or you can have a great hand and find a way to lose. And for the time being, it doesn't seem like the luck has gone the direction of Race Day. That's what it seems like in my eyes. I believe if I want to look at the results from last week, should it open, and I don't think it will. I'm going to have to turn the Wi-Fi back onto my monitor here to get it open. Or, no, I don't want to join my personal hotspot. I'd like to join the house network. Ha! I don't think I've ever had to say that sentence before. I have Wi-Fi now, and I am thrilled. Race day 2016, on the outlap for the time being. We'll have to watch closely to him to see what his timed run will look like. I'm very interested to see how he handles this circuit. For the time being, he stands P8. About 4.5 tenths off the top spot for the time being, which is very uncharacteristic for him. Although, if that's all he's got in the tank here, I'd be extra surprised. And I think I'm about to be politely shut down on what I do and what I don't know here. Race day making his way through Farm Curve and Abbey, and on the Hamilton Straight now. Here we go. Race day making his way into Club Corner. On the braking zone into Vale. Again, it's a difficult braking zone through Club because the initial offering of it, it's very tight, but then the corner reopens, and then you got to get back on the braking zone again into the very sharp left-hander, and then the switch back to the right-hander. It's a difficult section of track to work with. DRS activated down the Wellington Straight. Sorry, this is the Hangar Straight. Heading into Chapel now, flat out through Chapel. He's a 1/10.5 slower through Sector 1, and I don't exactly know where he's lost that time in comparison to his previous runs, but he has not given up yet. Exits Maggots, heading for Cops Corner now. Let's see. Takes all of the room on entry as possible, and his exit. 2 wheels into the grass there. Lucky that car didn't go around. Heading into Woodcote, into the braking zone at Luffield. This will be a fun one when we get to the race session. DRS into this corner. 2 minutes 25 remaining now. Down the Wellington Straight. Tell you what, had a good look at that corner right there. That was a good play from race day. I'm not entirely sure how this lap is going to end up, but what I do know, he's going to have to make his decision because I don't think he's going to have enough time to do both, and he hasn't. Into the pit lane for race day, albeit at about 200 mile an hour. That's probably not allowed, but that's okay. I'm not complaining, and I'm not the one that makes the rules. So, well, for what it's worth, that's definitely... I remember when we used to visit France, you know, we'd have guys that would pretty much cut the entirety of the circuit. Because obviously there's no walls immediately at France. If you hit anything, it's going to be another car that takes you out of the Grand Prix. So a lot of these guys would just forget chicanes, forget corners. They do a bit of what almost seemed like off-roading at times, be able to get back around and put other timed laps in. The stewards rightfully crack down on that sort of thing. As GSR Edwin has allegedly joined the session here. Say is going to be exiting... Is he on a flyer? I believe he is. Save for the front wing, the Aston Martin is heading down the Hangar Straight now. And this is a glitch that I've seen quite commonly, is no front wing, at least in the qualifying session. Actually looks kind of cool. Not gonna say it's a little weird. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat seeing an F1 car racing with no front wing. But anyway, heading through Cops Corner now. Oh, you can tell he's had a bit of a downshift there, but that looked quite quick. That did look a quick go through that corner for Say, I will say. 45 seconds now, and by the way, can we have a look at this? Gunnar, Addy, and Race Chase tied on a lapse time. 1:26.876 for the both of them, but unfortunately Race Chase is going to have to end my point there. It's gone 1:26.737. Now that's put a 1/10.5 back to Gunnar. And by the way, for what it's worth, we're looking at less than 3/100ths of a second between Ayahuasca and Gunnar, less than 4/100ths of a second between Shankadelic and actually the rest of the top 4. Here's a quick look at the driver standings before we get... I suppose we'll wait for the time being. We are going to have another group of cars come across the line to end the session. First one up's going to be Johnny Damon. That's not Johnny Damon, that's Fire Up Flow. Across the line for Fire Up Flow, he'll go 8th. Not a bad time. Is coming up next, I believe that's going to be one of the Alpines. Either way, he's being a bit slow. That sounded a bit rude, I apologize. Next up is going to be Drismic. Back on the throttle, that car's on low fuel, not going to happen. Say has gone P10, this is Element. Oh, a bit of a rough go through it for Element, that's not going to be a timer. Travis Scott as well, no go from him. Shariah coming through the final stages of the lap now. Oh, I'm not sure what this time's going to be. Oh, a lot of slippage on the rear end. Shariah making his way through Farm Curve and through Abbey now, exits the corner across the line, only improves by less than a tenth. Next up is going to be one of the Ferraris. It's Callie Robb, 1:26.661 That's our new provisional pole time. His teammate of Gunner has backed off. It's not going to be him, but could it be Ayahuasca? Will he be flying high? No, he's going to come up just a little bit short, 1:26.763, but it's Scornsy by 1/1000th of a second. 1/1000th of a second has Scornsy on pole position. He improved by, 4/10 on the last go around. That is incredible. And by the way, he's only a reserve driver. You're supposed to have fun in these when you're a reserve. I think. Is he a reserve? I don't know. I haven't been around this league long enough to really know anymore, but goodness me. What a fantastic ending to this qualifying session. That's going to be it unless Fire Up Flo has something, and he does not. Scornsy on pole by 3 thou over Cali Robb. Race Chase in third by less than a tenth. Ayahuasca just over a tenth in fourth. Damon, Gunner, Shank, Weeb, Flo, and Race Day. P10 for Race Day. Again, in a circuit where you don't really know much about what's going to happen, that's not where you want to be. Say, Drizmic, Shariah, Nikki, Cake Thomas, Travis Scott, Element, Houdini, Josh, and Edwin round out the grid. And Edwin has joined and gotten into his car. Edwin will start P20, but we do have a full house for this one. Everywhere you look, there's going to be action. But Scornsy, what a way to win pole, man, right at the death. We knew we were going to get fireworks here. We didn't know how early and how often. But if that's any sort of indication, this is going to be a fantastic race. While we have a minute here, I did promise we were going to go over the driver and constructor standings. Let's go ahead and do that now. This is following last time out in Australia, which was a good race as well. Cali Robb holds the top spot. 193 points. Second in Bahrain, 9th in China, 3rd in Miami, 4th in Australia. Behind him, Fire Up Flo, season best 3rd in China at 182. Race Chase actually finished 2nd last time out in Australia, 173. 5 points between Shariah and Gottney Weeb for the 4th spot, 166 to 161. Shankadelic a little bit further behind, 153. Not that bad, though. We got a tie between Houdini and Race Day for the 7th position at 149. Not to mention Cake Thomas right on the back end of that at a 146. Lancey rounds at the top 10 at a 135. Shankadelic's got 2 wins on the season, back-to-back China and Miami. He did not start the first round in Bahrain. If he did, I'd probably believe he'd be leading this championship right now. He, save for the 12th place finish last week, that's not helpful, is it? Other wins this season include Ayahuasca, currently 11th in the standings, did not start Bahrain, 12th in China, 8th in Miami. Took the win last time out in Australia. Mickey 64 as well, finished on the 3rd step of the podium for that one. In the 12th position, only 3 points separate the 10th spot from the 12th position. As well as Travis Scott right there in it as well at a 127. And then Scornsy, the reserve driver, in the 2 races that he has started this season, being China and Miami rounds 2 and 3, 2nd and 2nd. Did not start Bahrain, did not start Australia. But your pole sitter tonight, I tell you what, he's the greatest of all time in this league for a reason. And I tell you what, that's a hell of a reason right there. And as well, Scornsy, I mean, in these previous couple of seasons, I'm not going to say hasn't been known for his qualifying pace. But we think about the race pace for Scornsy being his strong suit. Not that he's not a good qualifier, but you'd have to say that that's kind of a underrated part of his game. It really is. As far as the constructors are concerned, we got the Red Bulls at 370. Behind him, the sister team, the V-Carbs, at 300, even 370 points behind. Behind them, the Ferraris in 3rd at 287. We got the Frenchmen, the Alpines in 4th at 278. Mercedes not all that far behind at a 269. Nice there for the Mercedes. 262 for the Williams. 260 for the Saubers. 222 for the Haas. 182 for the McLarens. And rounding out the field is the 166 for the Astons. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if that qualifying session is anything to go off of, we might just have ourselves a spectacular one here tonight. I don't guarantee things that I can't promise, but what I do know is this. This is going to be interesting. Formation lap now underway. Let's take a look at our tire strategies, and all but 3 have remained medium for this evening. Ayahuasca, Gottney Weeb, and Race Day are the 3 that have selected the hard tires. What I will say is this. I don't believe we're scheduled for any weather this evening, and not that I can point out, at least with my eyes, you know. That's the thing I kind of like, not gonna say I don't like, but just kind of how it is that you know when it's going to rain and you know when it's not going to. You can just tell by how the clouds look realistic. Oh, I sound like Nikita Mazepin now, don't I? So, top 3 on mediums. Ayahuasca, the only driver within the top 7 on the hard tires. Matter of fact, all 3 of our hard tire runners in the top 10. Everybody else has chosen the medium tires for this evening. I think it's an interesting decision here for those fellas on the hard tires, because now here's the thing. I think I have a lot of trust in this Division 1 grid to give us some nice, clean racing. Being that this is the first ever go around this circuit in the reverse direction, I think a safety car is very possible here. And I think a lot of people have figured that as well, because we do have the majority of the grid being the medium tires runners. If we were at a track, you know, where it was very open, we knew what was going to happen, you know, not a lot of carnage is going to happen. You know, I think of a track realistically. What would be a good candidate for that sort of thing? I mean, I would almost say Coda from time to time, where you just know that you're not really going to get a safety car. You would see a lot more cars on the hard tires. What I will say is this. Being that the majority of them are on the mediums, that could potentially mean weather. No guarantees. But that's something to look out for. As the grid forming up here behind Scornsy, the greatest of all time in Midwest F1, is the top spot on the grid. Gunnar has been disqualified for not finding the grid box correctly. Cutting some grass potentially is that of Edwin. He's a little bit farther behind here. That could be trouble for Edwin. Really hustling his way around the circuit, and he's going to disqualify himself to kind of get himself back in time. Here we go. Lights turning on here in Silverstone. And for the first time ever, we are off in the reverse direction. Scornsy's gotten away well. Callie Rob's going to have to immediately tuck in behind. He's going to have no play at first. Into the corner. Ayahuasca leads. Shankadelic and who's that? Gunner as well, side by side, making their way into the tight corners at Vale now as they try to snake their way through without any damage. Gottney Weave and Johnny Damon side by side. Say in Race Day. Race Day's not had a good start. He's had to back off up the hill through what the hell is a Stowe? Down to the inside. We're going to have ourselves a good drag race here between Say and Gottney Weave, wheel to wheel, as they make their way into Chapel. This one could get ugly, and they have sorted out by the time they've gotten there. As the grid now starts to file through and kind of get back to maintaining some order, it looks as if we got Nikki and Race Day side by side now. Race Day, I tell you what, is going down like Niagara Falls for the time being. He has lost several positions on the start. Remember, next time by... Oh, that's an Aston Martin that's gone into the grass. That was Say. Several cars now, taking as much room as they possibly can, exiting Cop's corner. I don't necessarily believe that's by design. I think that might just be slight errors there by a couple involved. And one of them is Race Day, again losing positions. We've got swapping going on between the two Alpines. But in a world full of chaos towards the back end of the grid, it is stability up front, with Scornsy your leader by about a second, making their way into the braking zone at the loop, followed by Callie Robb, Race Chase, Ayahuasca, Gunner, Shank, Damon, Say, Weeb, and Drismic is the top 10. And now, Race Day, oh look at this, trying to find a way to hold on here for versus Cake Thomas. Cake has gone up the inside and has actually been able to get the spot back. But Race Day again is going to try to go side by side. Oh, he's not going to have any luck, Willie. He's going to have to wait. Going down the hanger straight is going to, I think, be the move here. I don't think Scornsy's had a good go through Club, or Vale for that matter. He's lost about 0.5 of a second, and I think he's going to be under some serious danger here, exiting Stowe and down the hanger straight. We'll watch on with Callie Robb now. DRS activated, not necessarily using the energy store, but he is to an extent. Does he have a look into Beckett's at this point? No, not quite. Race Chase behind. We have a yellow flag going down. That's exiting Stowe, and that is Cake Thomas. I'm not sure as he made it into the barriers or what the deal is, but that car is definitely at the back of the grid now. DRS heading into Woodcote and Luffield now. Callie Robb, oh, could he potentially have a look here? It's quite a wide corner. If you're going to make a dive on somebody, you'd got to try it there, wouldn't you? That's got to be the number one place, I think, realistically on this layout to make a move. As, oh, Edwin has gone round, and I tell you what, we were talking about the safety car and how it's most likely possible. There it is. Safety car on track here as we're about to complete lap number 2. And the majority of cars as well on those medium tires. I tell you what, Ayahuasca, Weeb, and Race Day wanted track position in the long run. They may just get it now, but at what cost? I think it might be a little bit too early to see cars enter the pit lane. That I'll admit. And it looks like the majority of them will stay out on track. I just wonder what happened there to Edwin to cause that incident. I'm just still trying to see if Kate Thomas had any damage from his spin exiting Stowe, and it doesn't quite appear that it is. We do have a couple of takers for the pit lane, actually. Houdini's on the way in, and Travis Scott is on the way in. As well as... No, it's not going to be Kate Thomas, but we got 2 takers. Scornsy will lead this grid. Let's have a look at the biggest gainers and losers here. As it turns out, the top 4 have stayed the same following these first couple of laps here. As hectic as they've been, it seems like the majority of the hecticness, which I think is a new word I've just invented, has taken place towards the back end of the grid. Say is up 3 positions. He's done quite well. Race Day down 4. It's not been a good start here from Race Day, but again, I think as well, he's... What I will say about Race Day, he is less concerned about the running in the short term. Most of the time, you will see him be the driver to choose one of these off strategies and try to make something happen that way. You know, not a lot of other drivers, get themselves in position to make that happen. A lot of times, you get a driver that's, up in the grid. Maybe potentially you're a driver that doesn't find the top 10 very often. You're going to choose the popular strategy. You're not going to take risks. Race Day is not afraid to take risks. He knows, he's got that sense about him when something is going correctly and when it's going wrong and when to hold and when to push. And that's one of the reasons why he's a 4-time champion now, 3 on the bounce as well. Top 4 have stayed the same. Race Day down 4, Say up 3, Josh Sr. up 3 as well. What I will say is this. We have hardly had any running with DRS. I would expect we're going to get some good overtaking here happening shortly. And again, I say this once more, how just disoriented. I couldn't even imagine. Oh, we got Josh Sr. entering the pit lane now. I couldn't imagine how this is as a driver right now. I mean, I'm disoriented even just commentating, trying to look at the track map and figure out, oh, I'm looking at the wrong corner or I'm going the wrong way. The track hasn't changed any. It's just we're going backwards. All in time, I'm sure. Scornsy leads this one. Still on the medium tires as well. Just a look at the schedule that we do have coming up here for you in Division 1. Again, there's no guarantee that you'll get a cast, as I do work in the ever-changing field of baseball, so that doesn't exactly always help. Next time out, by the way, we head to the Circuit Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. We got a couple of fun ones in a row here. Matter of fact, looking at this schedule again, I don't see one issue with this schedule that's been put together. I really don't. There's a lot of times I kind of look at a schedule and say, we got a couple of slow ones in there, not going to be a lot of overtaking. Not necessarily the case. Belgium this week, Imola, which can definitely produce some highlights for sure. You got to really work to make your moves happen there. Canada on August 7th for the 5th anniversary Grand Prix, and I really hope I'm around for that one. I really do. Suzuka August 14th, Monza August 21st. Those are the next 5. We round out the season. Reverse Zandvoort, which I think is going to be something. Good or bad, I'm not sure. Something it will be. Then we head to Qatar after that. Qatar has always provided good racing, in my opinion. So is Saudi Arabia. Usually produces some highlights. Reverse Austria as well, which I believe I've done a race on. I don't think I have, actually. I have done one on Austria. It's not been in the reverse direction. I'm excited for that one as well. I think that's going to be brilliant. And Sao Paulo to round out the season. What a season this has been put together by the organizers and all those in Midwest F1. This has been fantastic. Safety car is in this time by now. This is quite interesting here for Scornsy, because realistically, this is a high-speed section of the track. There's really no way to get an advantage on when to step on the loud pedal, and he's going to go now. Callie Robb, I think, was caught temporarily sleeping there. Only lost about 5/100ths. making their way into Club Corner now. Oh, look at this. Ayahuasca nearly went into the back end of Race Chase. He'll try again. Just trying his best to hold on to the Red Bull as best he can. Exiting Vale, heading up the hill into Stowe. As we do have a yellow flag towards the back, I believe Houdini has had a go-round somewhere. I'm not sure he's hit anything. We'll stay green. Down the hanger straight now. We've got Shankadelic to the inside of the Ferrari of Gunner. We've got a side-by-side battle between Gottney Weeb and Say into Chapel. This one is not going to get sorted out in time into the braking zone. Weeb has made it happen. Has he? Not quite. Not yet. Still side-by-side, and finally it sorts itself out, but Weeb nearly got out of shape there, trying to get his bearings back together and trying to find the racing line. That kind of got in the way of Say, and I would say Fire Up Flow as well, as Say is going to go wide, exiting Copse Corner into the grass, and he's lost a spot to Fire Up Flow. Into the braking zone at Luffield. Single file they go through. No DRS activated this time by, as we got a good battle going on at the back. That's Travis Scott's and Cake Thomas wheel to wheel. Coming up next through Brooklands. Trying to find the outside. No, not going to happen there. Oh, but Cake Thomas has gone deep. He's gone into the grass on the outside. That's not helped him. We've got Shirai and we've got Race Day. Oh, that's several things happening there. Race Day is off the track. Drismic is sliding through the grass. I'm going to pretend I knew what happened there, even though I definitely don't. That was a wild sequence of events, but the track will stay green as nobody has hit anything enough to bring out the safety car. DRS activated this time by. I'm not really sure what happened there. Drismic has definitely now fallen to the 19th position. Race Day, I think Cake Thomas may have been not necessarily culprits, but at the scene of the crime nonetheless. Exiting Stowe, down the hanger straight, heading to Chapel. Drismic has picked up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. He'll be our first victim of the day of track limits. Into Chapel, no challenge behind from Callie Robb. Race Chase on the way through as well. Doesn't look like within the top 8 cars we're going to get any challenge for position, but what I will say is this. Fire Up Flow has got some good pace for the time being. Gottney Weeb is on the ropes, potentially, with DRS heading into Luffield and Brooklands. Could there be an overtake be made? They'll have to take Copse Corner for the time being, and I tell you what, the McLaren looked a lot more happier through that corner. DRS activated as Weeb has it up to Johnny Damon. Fire Up Flow. Oh, he wanted the inside, but there wasn't any real estate to be had. Weeb held his line. Fire Up Flow, I think, maybe would try to make the argument that maybe there was a block in there. It didn't look that way at all to me. I think just not enough real estate on the inside to make that happen, and that's unfortunate, because that was going to be a great battle into the corner. Well, that one will stay as it is for the time being. Scornsy still is. Oh, we got a one going on behind. That's Ayahuasca, and I believe is that. Yes, it is. It's Shankadelic. I tell you what, that Red Bull really stuck his nose in on the way in through the loop, and now it's going to be a hell of a pressure here from Shankadelic behind. Scornsy's gone fastest lap, 1:30, 1:97. All the while, the top two have broken away from Race Chase for the time being. 1.1, just about a flat second the gap. From the top two on backwards. As exiting Stowe, heading down the hanger straight, Callie Robb 0.5 of a second away. DRS activated, will open the telemetry anyway, not using his energy store this time, although he's got a hell of a slipstream into Chapel. I tell you what, Callie Robb could have a move here for the lead on the way in through Luffield and Brooklands here. I would not be surprised if that's going to be the case. Heading into Copse Corner now. This one is going to get right close. Oh, and I tell you what, Callie Robb really had to lift that time. Scornsy did not. Scornsy looked as if he took that corner just about flat, as Callie Robb had to have a bit of a break and a downshift there. And he's going to end up into Luffield and Brooklands about 0.3 of a second away. No overtake that time, but we got Fire Up Flow again within 1/10 of the back end of Gottney Weeb. And it's going to depend on how they exit Brooklands here. And I think the Williams is going to get away better. No attempt on the position this time by from Fire Up Flow, unless this Gottney Weeb kind of lose the back end under braking. And there is a lockup from the Williams. Oh, I tell you what, I almost called it there, but not quite. And we'll stay along with these two. We got a good battle going. As behind, Say is trying to kind of get himself into this picture here. Say's made his way +1. Off the start. I thought he had gained a couple of more positions than that since the beginning. Maybe not. Or if he did, he's lost them either way. As Race Day and Element are going side by side now. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, and that's a conundrum. Well, Element's gone off the track, exiting the initial part of Club, getting back onto the track. He has collided with Cake Thomas, and that is a Sandy Alpine. Meanwhile, we got a battle at the top, making their way through Chapel and into Beckett's. Callie Robb was about 1/10 of a second shy that time of being able to get after Scornsy. And I tell you what, unfortunately there for Element, I think that might be... that might just be a steward report coming his way, because he was all four wheels off the track, made his way back on, and collided with the Alpine in question as Ayahuasca to the inside of Race Chase up to third for the Sauber. Got a couple of packs starting to form here as we've got the Williams of Weeb and Fire Flow, as we do have now Race Day to the inside of Nicky on the way into the corner. Nicky's not quite going to have... Oh, look at this. I think Race Day may have left the door open there. Wasn't exactly consistent getting on throttle. That one, I tell you what, oh, that position might get taken. I'm not sure. That was not the best getaway there from Race Day. But now what we are beginning to see... I think now we've got our grid in a rhythm. We're going to really start to see who's the cream of the crop here. Scornsy has dominated, but Callie Robb is finding his rhythm and is now within 0.6 of a second, give or take, of the V-Carb at the top of the grid. Ayahuasca is definitely getting quicker on those hard tires as Damon and Gunner swap positions there. I don't rightly know what happened with them. That didn't look like a natural overtake by the initial viewings of it. DRS activated for 2 out of the top 3. Callie Robb this time, again, is just going to slightly run out of room there. Into Beckett's, didn't quite have it. Ayahuasca's right on the back end of him as they make their way to Kopp's corner. DRS activated out of Kopp's, heading into Woodcote. I still think that braking zone at Luffield, that long left-hander, that's got to be the best overtaking spot on the circuit. Callie Robb doesn't quite have the run to get it happen, to make it happen, but Callie Robb as well, we've been noticing, taking Kopp's corner really conservatively. He's not confident initially looking at it through that corner. It's definitely a downshift, which I think is pretty common, but I don't know, it's quite a lift from Robb as well. Way to the inside through entry. Look at this wheel to wheel. Ayahuasca washes behind and hopes something happens, and something in fact did happen. Callie Robb went for it, took the gamble, and it's paid off. Callie Robb to the top of the chart. What a fantastic move that was. It was so fantastic, I had no idea it was happening. Tell you what, I'd love to get a camera view of that overtake. I very much hope he posts his POV of that one. That was risky business there, and he's made it happen. I apologize that I've not been able to get a fantastic view of it, but unfortunately, that one was so good I was not prepared to actually see it happen. Exiting Kopp's corner now, Callie Robb has gone a little bit wide there. Scornsy has fallen behind for the time being, 6.5 of a second. We'll leave this one be for now, as we got a good battle going on between Race Day and Shariah for that 11th position, making their way out of Stowe, down the Hangar Straight, heading towards Chapel and Beckett's after that. DRS activated for the Mercedes, potentially. Could he be under pressure from Nicky 64 behind? I'll tell you what, that didn't quite look like the best entry to the braking zone there for Nicky 64. Maybe lost a bit of time, has to be said. Houdini and Josh Senior. Oh, we've got the Williams off. Yes, he is. That's going through, exiting Beckett's. That car, I'm not sure what's exactly happened to cause that incident, but he's definitely off track and he's off pace. Race Day round the outside, entering Luffield. I tell you what, the V-Carb is going to try to push him deep here. He'll have the outside going through Brooklyn's, wheel to wheel. Oh, and it hasn't changed hands, unfortunately, that position. What a battle this has been. Back on the throttle, heading into entry. You're not going to make something happen here unless you're Callie Robb. You got nothing to lose. Into the braking zone. Big wiggle there from Race Day. I think that was a lockup and a correction, and he's gone clean into the side of the V-Carb. Oh, I tell you what, I wouldn't call that a bump and run. That was clear error there from Race Day. But into the pit lane is going to be Mr. Coleslaw. I would assume we didn't get that graphic at the beginning of the session. If we did, I missed it on when the pit window is supposed to be. I would assume within the next couple of laps, and I would even say this window is going to be pushed a little bit further, considering that they spent a couple of laps there under safety car. So I don't know. Could be wrong. Hard tires naturally going on for Shariah, as well as Travis Scott into the pit lane as well. Travis Scott might be going to the mediums here, considering he started... Did he start this one? Oh, he's gone to the hards. He was already... Oh, okay, interesting there from Travis Scott, I believe he's gone hard. He will have to stop again. That the Sauber. Exiting Brooklands now down the Wellington Straight. Let's see if anything is happening here. The pair of the Red Bulls are kind of on their way. Don't forget about that. Might be seeing some teamwork happening here shortly, but for the time being, this grid... I'm not going to say remains single file. That sounds a bit rude, but it remains tame for the time being. I think that's a better word to describe it. Slightly tame. Race Day leads Nicky 64, 6/10. Element might have a look here at the Alpine, if given the opportunity. Of course, as the second I look away from it, something's happening, and it's actually just Scornsy into the pit lane. But goodness me, that's a way to get the heart rate up. Scornsy into the pit lane now. Hard tires are surely going to be coming on. If anything else, I'd be very surprised. So, hard tires on the way for Scornsy. That would tell me... it's such an interesting question here, because I don't know if Cali Robb realistically has the pace to make this a successful overcut. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he is... I think he's about similarly on pace with Scornsy. That much, I don't want to say I can guarantee. That's what it looks like. But I don't think Cali Robb, at this point in time, is quick enough to not keep the lead over Scornsy. I'm not sure that he is. As Ayahuasca 8.5 tenths behind. Remember, Ayahuasca started on the hard tires, those 11-lap old hards. Still hanging in there. Race Chase not too far behind. 2 seconds on the mediums. Might be under pressure from Johnny Damon in a little bit, but I have a feeling that these pit window here is going to start to kind of spread things out a little bit. We'll have to wait and see, as Kate Thomas has got a 3-second now for multiple warnings. Heading in through Aintree in the loop after that. And then into the left-hander at Village. Back on the throttle. Any takers for the pit lane this time. Race Chase, Damon, Gunner. Not got any weave. He stayed out. Gunner. And that's all we've got for the time being. Hard tires are all going to be going on for them. We'll just open that picture anyway, just to make sure. So, halfway through this Grand Prix, let's take you through as we're getting this cycle of pit stops coming in now. Cali Robb took the top spot away from Scornsy. He is in the first position. Ayahuasca's +2 in second. Gotney Weeb, of course, in third. Fire Up Flow fourth. Race Day up to fifth. Of course, Race Day again started on the hards. Had a terrible start to this Grand Prix, but if he's looking for track position, he's getting that quite well. Houdini and Josh Senior both have yet to pit, and the rest of the grid looks like this. Scornsy, Shank, Chase, Damon, Gunner, Say, Cake, Nicky, Shariah, Element, Drismic, and Travis Scott is the running order. Edwin had retired, brought out the safety car very early on. I believe that was lap 2. As Scornsy now has gotten around Josh Senior into Chapel with the aid of DRS. So just the top 5 now that have yet to stop. 2 of which started this race on medium tires. The other 2 started on the hards. I would expect some great running here by both Ayahuasca and Weeb once they are out of the pit lane. I think when we do see this pit stop happen for those on the hard tires, they will be losing, I think, a conservative 8th or 9th places where they will come out of the pit lane. That would be my guess. Cali Robb has got some great pace for the time being. It actually managed to get a 1.5 seconds ahead of Ayahuasca there before making his way into the pit lane. Gotney Weeb will also stay out once more. Fire Up Flow will be the last remaining medium tire runner into the pit lane. So Ayahuasca now 5.5 second lead over Gotney Weeb, the 2 remaining drivers, 2 of the 3 remaining drivers who started this race in the hard tires, the other of which being Race Day. He'll get promoted to the 3rd position. For the time being, I would expect the pit stop to be dropping them about to the 4th or 5th position. Scornsy is that 5th spot for the time being. We'll take a look at the gap back to the leader. It's 25 seconds back to the 4th spot. But I tell you what, we might have a bit of a conundrum here exiting the pit lane. Yes, we do. We have somebody off. Josh Senior is off. I don't know what's happened here. We had a lot of cars exiting the pit lane and trying to rejoin the circuit at the same time. I think something's been jumbled up there to make that happen. I don't rightly know. As I'm trying to flip through the order here to see our next closest battle. Scornsy leads Houdini by, how much does he lead it by? About 0.8 of a second. Cali Robb. This is difficult here for Cali Robb because, again, he's come out of the pit lane behind Scornsy, as I expected. He's come out of the pit lane behind Scornsy. Houdini is not a driver that is going to lay down for somebody else if you're in a actual battle for the position here. Houdini is going to fight back, and that's what we're seeing now. Houdini on the left side, Cali Rob will have the inside, and he will eventually have better acceleration, that much is true, but that has halted Cali Rob's forward progress there by at least another couple of tenths of a second. As Ayahuasca into the pit lane, Gottney Weeb has stayed out. Let's see what Race Day decides to do. He'll stay out as well. So our final two medium tire runners went on a bit of an overcut. It appears at least Ayahuasca has gone a bit of an undercut here to his fellow companions on those hard tires in which they've started the race with. Ayahuasca is going to enter the circuit here right amongst the pack. He's going to have to be right behind Johnny Damon. This might get difficult here. Oh, look, they're all going to be side by side exiting the pit lane. He's going to be immediately in a battle with Houdini and Shankadelic. That was close there. That Red Bull was about to enter the turn-in phase, and he didn't get the opportunity because Ayahuasca Sauber was right there. And now to the right side, entering Chapel. Well, he's disposed of Houdini rather quickly. I tell you what, that's not exactly the smoothest of blending of pit exit there, has to be said. That one I expect could make trouble at some point. Shankadelic had a small look to the inside of Houdini. Oh, a bit of a lift there through Kopp's corner. Into the grass on the outside. Houdini losing time to Ayahuasca. Here goes Shankadelic to the inside, way to the inside. That car got bent out of shape coming off of the curb on the inside of the corner. He will eventually take that position. And so it appears will be the Red Bull of Race Chase. Johnny Damon now having to fight Houdini back on the throttle. Houdini actually had better acceleration on the inside, which I didn't think was possible. Gottney Weeb enters the pit lane. It's a 10.5 second gap from him back to Race Day. 18 seconds back to Scornsy. So for what it's worth, Race Day stays out another lap here. I think what we're going to be looking at is an outright battle between Scornsy and Cali Rob. For the time being, it's a 1.2 second gap between those two. As we have a yellow flag going through, what is that, the loop, as we got contact there between Houdini and Damon. I'm just trying to quickly cycle through and see what's happened. Josh Senior's car has spun going into the braking zone at the loop, as that car, they probably had a lockup under braking and tail went around, and that's kind of, that does happen. I will say, for what it's worth, from what I would consider heyday in these racing games back in 2021, it is much more difficult now to be able to race with no ABS, at least in my opinion. I haven't done it. I haven't even learned it yet. So for these guys to be racing with no assists, and next week as well, no racing line at Spa, I tell you what, hats off to them for the talent that they do have, because there is bags of it. Let's be real. Race Day has the top spot, albeit only now by 6.9. It does have, I believe, a 10-second... Oh, what's he got a 10-second penalty for? I must have missed that. Race Day's got a 10er, and I don't even know how that happened. You know what he probably did was that car... He hasn't stopped yet, so he wouldn't have sped into the pit lane. Did that car potentially go accidentally cut a corner in the result of an incident? Oh, he's got another 10er there for speeding. That one is definitely going to hurt him. That is an unfortunate way to go for Race Day. Scornsy has the top spot. Cali Rob had the fastest lap until Ayahuasca took it. Ayahuasca on those medium tires, 1.6. Back to Cali Rob. He will not have DRS this time. This is going to be the true battle for position here. Exiting Kopp's corner, down the hill, heading down the hanger straight now. Houdini's got a 3-second for corner cutting. I don't know where he's done that. Potentially as he lost the end of the car somewhere, going through the back end of Club into Vale, and maybe to the car, just go over the curve. That sort of thing does happen. As the Williams of Josh Senior has a 10er for speeding. Tell you what, every time I use this camera angle, it looks super gray, but I mean, we're not getting weather, not at this rate. That off to the distance does look like some heavier clouds, but I think we're going to stay. I think we're going to stay perfectly clear for this one, honestly. That's certainly the outside perspective of what I'm seeing in the moment. Back on the throttle now, heading down the Wellington Straight. We got a good battle going on between Fire Up Flow and Gunner. They were wheel to wheel, as well as now the Williams of Weeb. The two Red Bulls have inverted positions going down the Wellington Straight. Here's Weeb to the inside of Gunner. Wheel to wheel, exiting Brooklands. No DRS, but energy being used into the corner of the right-hander at Aintree, and then into the braking zone at the loop. And I don't believe any position will be changed here. Oh, bit of contact there. That does happen. Top three cars separated by less than a second. Matter of fact, the number is 0.8 of a second. Ayahuasca, the fastest lap. We told you he was going to be a menace on those brand new medium tires. Actually had a bit of an undercut compared to the hard tire runners around him, those of which he started on the hards. Oh, I don't know. I mean, we saw those medium tires. I mean, Ayahuasca's hards really started to take precedent, kind of, as we got Callie Robb going around the left side of Scornsey now on the way into Chapel. We saw those medium tires, sorry, the hard tires that Ayahuasca was on before. About that 9th lap was when we really started, not to say the crossover point, but that's when the hards really did begin to get quicker. Well, we're going to have more than that to the end of the session. Ayahuasca's got to do his dirty work now, because I don't believe, I mean, maybe he can conserve, right? Maybe he can, no guarantees. I think he's got to stay at least within DRS range here, and then maybe take it easy through the corners, keep off the curb, make sure you're easy on throttle. And he could have a fair shot at these medium tires holding out to the end of the Grand Prix, but, oh, it is going to be quite the task, isn't it? But I tell you what, these guys have put on a show today, and they're not done yet. We are within 10 laps to go. 8 laps to go at the line this time by. Callie Robb leads 4/10 of a second. 2/10. Back to Ayahuasca. Oh, look at this. Ayahuasca, well, I thought he was going to try something to the inside of Club there. He chose not to. I think he absolutely had the room and the pace to make that move happen. Ayahuasca decided to back off, and he's going heavy over the curb as well. Remember, we wanted them to try to conserve. That's not exactly the way. But, yeah, I don't know much. I tell you what, I'm not a D1 driver, and I'm never a good driver at that rate anyway. Yellow flag entering, what is that, Vale? I believe one of the Haas had gone round, or at least had somewhat of an error. Oh, and Ayahuasca does make contact with the back end of Scornsey on the way in, what is that, exiting Beckett's. Oh, I tell you what, I hope he doesn't have any wing damage there, because that was a noticeable impact, and it doesn't appear that he does, so that is a fantastic thing to see. Well, I tell you what, we did see this not too long ago as well. The Red Bulls have inverted position here. For what it's worth, Race Chase does not appear to be noticeably faster than Shankadelic. Matter of fact, he's not catching the top 3 at all. He is behind. Albeit he doesn't have DRS, that part's true. 1.8 second the gap. I think they may have made a mistake here, the two Red Bull drivers. I think those positions should probably be swapped back around if, by any chance, Shankadelic can get himself back into the picture. Gunner's got a good chance trying to get back up to fire up flow here for the 7th position, 0.3 of a second behind. Gottney Weeb is firmly within the fray as well, making their way through the loop. Sorry, this is Village. Back on the throttle, through Farm Curve, and then eventually Abbey, and then down the Hamilton Straight. Little surprised we haven't seen any moves into Club Corner. That's a little bit of a shock to me. I would have figured that we would see, potentially a little bit of a run. Considering as well, I mean, Abbey's a sharp corner coming in the reverse direction, right? So maybe that's why. Maybe if it was a smoother corner, we'd see a little bit more happening. But that's not the case. The top 3 have now put 2 seconds behind to the 4th and 5th position duo of the Red Bull of Race Chase and Shankadelic. Matter of fact, the two McLarens have seemingly, not necessarily teamed up in the same hemisphere of each other as well. We'll have to wait and see what goes on with that. At the line this time, 6 laps to go. I believe we've just had a race day overtake Element. I tell you what, it is once again, Ben, a very... It has not been a good day here for race day. Let's put that out. He won the opening round in Bahrain. 4th in China. I mean, that's good. Right? 4th place is a respectable finish. I think even for race day's quality, which is probably a little bit higher than mine, I'll be fair. But it's still it's just a good way to finish. Race day did not start Miami and finished 9th last time out in Australia. to get a good result here and to get himself back into the championship picture is what he needed. And I'm afraid, I don't think he's going to get that. He's got the 10-second penalty as well, albeit a couple of drivers have the 3s behind him. He's going to finish this race well below the cuff of what I believe he is capable of. As you know, again, he's won 3 titles on the bounce. It's a disappointingly down day from race day. It's such a shame. The Red Bulls have done the Lord's work here, and they have re-inverted the positions. Although now the task happens to be a little bit worse. It's now 4 seconds back up to the top 3, who for the time being, they're all kind of playing nice with each other. Not really any moves are being made. That's not even really an insult by any means, let's be real. But what I am seeing is this. Ayahuasca's trying to take it very easy on these medium tires. You can see a lot of lift and coast. Well, not even lift and coast, but, I mean, not getting on throttle nearly as early as I thought he was going to be. 5 laps to go at the line this time by. So, that'll put Ayahuasca on 11-lap-old mediums by the time this race gets over. Of course, Callie, Rob, and Scornsy pit a little bit sooner. Maybe that's going to be kind of the caveat here for both Callie, Rob, and Scornsy, is having pit, 3-4 laps later than Ayahuasca. Maybe it'll all even out in the end. I don't know. That'd be my guess. Potentially. I hope so. I hope we get ourselves a flat-out battle to the finish here between the top 3. That'd be fantastic, as right now, and it has to be said as well, these guys have been convincingly the 3 fastest drivers on track today. Let's be real. It's no joke. These guys have done their job. And they've done it very well. Heading into Chapel, and then Beckett's after that. Callie Robb leads by 5.5 tenths of a second over Scornsy. Callie Robb, 2nd in Bahrain, 9th in China, 3rd place podium in Miami, 4th in Australia, has been, for lack of better terms, he's been the most consistent driver so far this season, having finished within the top 10 in all 4 of the rounds we have raced. Fire Up Flow finished 11th in Australia. That's the gap there between him. Race Chase finished 10th. He's actually done quite well. Race Chase 10th, 8th, 7th, and 2nd. It's not been a bad season for him whatsoever for the time being. I don't know. Sometimes it's one of those things that we see, that a new game comes out and some drivers nail it and some don't. That was definitely the case I remember with Race Day entering F1 22. He was far and away one of the quicker drivers on the grid in the beginning seasons of F1 22. He was flying. And he really nailed F1 24 as well. I mean, he did fantastic. Maybe is this kind of the game he just hasn't gotten a grip to yet. I mean, a lot has changed. Let's be real. I mean, this is the feeling of these cars now in this game. They're so sharp. So responsive, so sharp. So willing to twitch and go round on you. I mean, it is just genuinely a different story from even just F1 24. It really is. So maybe that's the case. Scornsy must have made a mistake somewhere, or he's really backed off. He's actually lost now about 2 seconds. So the back end of Callie Robb, that's a little alarming, to say the least. Yeah, Callie Robb is really pulling away now. Scornsy's gone almost entirely through his battery. It was as low as 8%. At the line this time will be 3 laps to go here from Silverstone, and I tell you what, this has been a fantastic Grand Prix to be a part of and to watch. Now, as my hard recording is about to end here very shortly, within the next 5 minutes. These guys better hurry up. Scornsy, I tell you what, has definitely lost a bit of pace here, and I'm not rightly sure why that's happened. It doesn't appear to have damage. I don't know. Callie Robb has just suddenly flown out here. 129.552. Oh, wow. Scornsy's well behind. That was a 131. Compared to Callie Robb's fastest lap, which he just set, was a 129. Scornsy to be that far off the pace. I'm assuming something happened on that lap. I don't know what else it could be. Maybe from the telemetry, he doesn't appear to be low on fuel. Are the tires giving him difficulty? 12-lap-old hards? I don't really know. And Ayahuasca is going to make this one look easy into Chapel. Oh, maybe not. Okay. That was a little weird there. Ayahuasca suddenly stepped on the brakes. I don't know what it was. Did he think the braking zone was coming up sooner than it was? Because Scornsy... Oh, that was a little weird, has to be said. They're still side by side now, heading through Cop's Corner, and eventually Ayahuasca's getting around the outside of him. That was not as easily made as it probably should have been. I'll be fair with you. That was, that could have ended poorly. Okay, but this is even more alarming now, because Ayahuasca's clear ahead of Scornsy, and still not really gaining time to Kelly Robb. 4-second gap, even since making it happen, and it has not changed at all. 3.9. Kelly Robb is really flying here, is the initial offerings of what I've seen. And he's leading the championship for a reason as well. He will only claim, by the way, his first win of the season if the result holds. Commentator's curse is, well, you're going to find out or not if it's real. Actually, it's definitely real, isn't it? I've had more instances of it being real than not real, that's for sure. But what a fantastic Grand Prix we've had for you today as well, as we got 2 laps to go here of the reverse Silverstone circuit, as Kelly Robb is starting to walk out the door with this one. Have a look at the Div 1 chat. GSR Edwin, after his DNF, 0 practice on the new track, plus no line, plus cockpit, and that's resulted in his first lap DNF. He's just missed the breaking point, and that car, I guess, had gotten away from him. That is the story from GSR Edwin, as his day had gone to a close on that second lap. Top 5 started to get a little bit spread out now. I think we might be starting to see a little bit of racing happening between the 2 Red Bulls. Got Gottney Weeb. Okay, this might be interesting here. Gottney Weeb coming up on the back end, coming up on the back end of Gunner, and potentially fire a flow after that. We might have ourselves a good one here. Just a reminder, as we got a yellow flag, that is the Williams of Josh Senior. He's just letting traffic by. Sorry. Well, you know. Just a reminder, coming up next week, we are coming from the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for what should be a fantastic Grand Prix. And by the way, no racing line allowed for that one. So another yellow flag. That is the Williams of Senior again, letting the traffic by. Good to see. Kind of got my heart rate going there accidentally, thinking that something incredible. Oh, well, okay. That shouldn't have happened. That was definite contact there. From the McLaren of Johnny Damon, that car went into the back of Race Chase. In the braking zone at the loop, that car, that was definitely contact there. Resulting in Johnny Damon now having the 5th position. That is a hang and dry steward report if I've seen one, unless I've seeing something and Chase, moved under braking. That's the only other way I could see that being in the favor of Johnny Damon, that something else has happened. But the final lap of the Grand Prix underway. We'll take you through with Kelly Robb as he looks to be cruising to victory on this one. We really thought Ayahuasca was going to play more of a challenge to Kelly Robb. I mean, Scornsy again. It was interesting, right? Because the top 3 were so close that we couldn't necessarily pick a favorite, right? That would have been dishonest of us to pick a genuine outright favorite for this Grand Prix. Kelly Robb was in that conversation. Ayahuasca being on the off strategy was that was a lot of questionable from him. Scornsy, again in that conversation as well, having taken pole by 3/1000th of a second. You know what I mean? Anything could have happened. But what has ended up happening is Kelly Robb making his way through Village, back on the throttle for the final time, through the farm curve, through Abbey, and into the history books as the first Midwest F1 driver to win the reverse Silverstone Grand Prix. What a race that has been. Ayahuasca, I tell you what, I think taking the undercut may have hurt him a little bit, as that car, that strategy looked like it was going to work. I think he's pit a little bit too early, and that's hurt him. 5.5 seconds behind. Scornsy does finish 3rd. That's a good result from him. Up 3 places is Shankadelic. Johnny Damon gets 5th, but we believe he's going to have the steward report after. What a race it has been here. Kelly Robb, your winner today. Thank you all very much for joining us. We will see you. Well, I'm hoping I don't have a baseball. Well, let me look at my calendar now, because just seeing the next day I work the baseball job. Let's see, next Thursday. Ooh, I will be free next Thursday. Very good. Well, I will see you next week from Spa. That will be a fantastic one. Callie Robb, your winner today. Thank you all so much for joining us. And we'll see you next time.